Welcome to Rewind the Podcast.
Don't ever talk to me like that again. Hello out there. How's everybody? Oh, we're so happy to be back. Well, they don't know we were gone.
I know.
It doesn't matter. But while we were gone.
I will say we should tell them we were gone. That's why y'all got a 99-minute
yeah,
episode last
Famous
week.
Feuds. We filmed that back in February, and we watched it back, and we were like, woo, we didn't know how to shut up when we started.
Yeah, we had something to post.
It was funny. I liked it too.
Yeah, but we're back with some hot topics.
Some hot tea. We take 1 week off, and suddenly the world goes crazy, and we need to talk about everything. First things first, the DNC happened in Chicago, Illinois.
It was a Kamala. I just spit on
Your mouth said, girl, I'm tired. Oh, my gosh.
Okay,
one more time. No, I like that.
It was a Kamala nominee.
Yes, it was. And it was also a Walz to the balls.
Screaming?
Am I screaming?
Yes, bro. You were yelling.
Hold on. Take my hand. Let's take it down. We don't need to do all that. This is not Mr. Beast. Okay.
No shade to Mr. Beast, but you are
hollering
hollering.
If you want to put us
ear.
in a box for 48 hours and give us $20,000, we'll take it.
Sure.
I'll last 24 hours. She won't. But
I won't last 45 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm going to be like.
So going into all that.
Okay.
The balls to the walls.
Yeah.
It's a Kamala nominee. Michelle Obama hates Donald Trump. We got a lot to cover. Okay, night one. This is your CNN podcast recap.
I'm so glad you have this broken down by nights.
Yes.
You
Okay.
Really
well, night one we had Hillary Rodham Clinton. Hillary Rodham Clinton. Okay. Pegging. No. Okay. We're back, baby. She spoke.
Uh-huh.
Tell us the tea.
Okay. Oh my God, y'all.
I'm with you. Okay.
Bro, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Who is hot? Okay. Hillary
Rodham
Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
She spoke. It was good.
It was good. Yes.
Not my favorite.
No.
Listen, my thing with Hillary, though, much respect, because if America did me how America did her, I would never talk to y'all ever again.
I would never get up at the DNC. I would never get a...
Don't ask me for nothing. Don't say me.
You reposted that Pokemon Go to the polls thing. I would copyright strike your ass right there.
And also, like, if the country goes to I'm getting on my private jet. I'm going to the Caribbean, and I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And
y'all
y'all gonna have to figure it out.
P. Diddy is. You're gonna
Literally,
hang out.
I'm moving to Malta, and y'all gonna have to figure it out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because America did her dirty. But I'm glad that it shows, say what you want about Hillary, it shows her commitment to the party and to her country, and I really commend her for that.
After her, Joe Biden went, and look what a little vacation will do for an 80-year-old man. He was up there. He was like, hello, I don't have to do this anymore. Gave a great speech. It was like 40 minutes long. Yeah.
I loved his daughter. Is that his daughter or his daughter-in-law?
His daughter.
I know. It was really sweet.
It was.
The things she said about him getting teary-eyed. He is a true patriot.
Girl, let me tell you what, when y'all talk about patriots, because everybody talking about Joe Biden after those speeches was literally like, thank you so much for doing what nobody else would do.
Literally.
And like, that is a literal like, to the Democrats, because in 2020, I was just like, they were like, nobody else will do this, and nobody likes y'all.
Exactly.
Like, so it was just one of those things.
I'm proud of Joe. He did the right. He made the right call, and he will go down in the history books as the person who put country over self.
And before that started, we had that video of him on the beach, just him and Jill just laid out.
Really?
Did you not see that video? Like, what is it, C-SPAN? They literally were like,
love C-SPAN.
They were just airing it, and he's just on the beach.
I don't blame him, bro. He's tired. He's 89 or something.
I know. He's officially entered into his lame duck presidency.
Oh, is that what this is called?
Yeah, when you're not going to renew or when you're done. It's
when you're not going to renew like it's a Netflix membership.
Like a singular contract. I'm not going to do two more years.
I'm not going to renew.
So then the next night we have Obama.
Both, yeah.
We have Michelle starting at first.
The Obamas.
What? Girl, no. Before we even talk about the Obamas.
I have no idea.
The crazy cat lady thing. Oprah.
Oh, my gosh. First of all, whoever that cameraman is, if I was that girl, I would have defied him.
You know why he was doing the DNC?
Because you're not going to shame me on national television. That lady Obama don't even have cat.
Well, this is the real tea. See, Wendy Williams doesn't have a show anymore. So he said, I need a cameraman job. And the DNC said, we are hiring for the week. And he went back to his old ways.
It was so petty.
That girl was just like.
That's my worst fear. That's why I don't go to stuff like that.
You're afraid they're going to cut to you?
Yeah.
When they're like, look at all these stupid people. And
I'm like eating a hot dog.
So anyways, before I drag you like Michelle dragged Trump, let's talk about that.
Him. I have so many things to say about this.
Tell me.
First thing, I already knew she didn't F with him from her book. Becoming. Thank you. Plug for
Which you
Michelle.
can get on Audible. You'll find out later.
Seriously. She made it very clear that she felt that he was personally responsible for putting her family in danger with the birther movement, with all of that crap and all the things she would say about their family.
I forgot he started that.
He started the birther thing.
Certificate. Oh my God.
Yeah. So she made it very clear that she just really didn't F with him, and then she really drove the point home. Another thing, I was talking to my homegirl about the DNC yesterday, and she made a really good point that I wanted to point out.
Okay.
That Michelle, the part where she was like, for so long, it felt like one side had a monopoly on like patriotism and like what it is to be a real American, and like that's no longer the case.
No.
Like everyone, like I am just as much an American as Donald Trump or anybody or whatever. And especially for like Black people in particular, I think, and young people too. But, you know, we joke about it all the time, too. Like, we're not committed to this country. Like, we will go somewhere else. But it's like, no.
I have never said that.
But, like, no. Like, this is our home. And, like, especially, like, from my perspective, like, my ancestors were, like, shipped here to work and till the land and grow the economy. And it's like, I get to be a part of this as much as everybody else. And I think that was really poignant, that she was like, no, we're all Americans, no matter, like, what party or religion or whatever. And sometimes you like forget that.
Yeah.
It's like this day country and I'm gonna let them do whatever. But it's like, no, this is my country too.
Come on. My country, 'tis of thee.
Sweet land of liberty.
Let freedom ring.
Yeah.
Those aren't the lyrics, but it's okay. But no, she instead of saying, when we go low, we go high. When they go low, we go high. She said, when you go low, I'll go to hell.
Seriously.
It was so funny. And then Obama got up there.
Wait, I have one more thing to say about Michelle. I love the Black Jobs reference. I thought that was very cute. And also I'm sorry, and I've said this and I'll continue to say it. If we talking about the Obama house, she's the best speaker.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, she eats it
Why do you think every time she releases a book, she goes on like a 40-city tour? People want to hear her talk.
Like, she is phenomenal and amazing.
I have a friend who, upon me telling my truth to the world, decided they no longer wanted to associate with me because I do not uphold conservative values. Apparently, you know who it is.
You lying.
And so
she said that? They said that? Excuse me.
We'll read the text message later. But you remember kind of what we talked about. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Off camera. Unless you subscribe to our Patreon. we'll read those texts to you live. No, but I'm going to make this quick. She, one time, even as conservative as she is, she was like, can I tell you a secret? And I was like, yeah, what's up? She was like, I love Michelle Obama. And I was like, exactly, we all do.
She's
because
really likable.
She just like, she's likable, she's relatable, she's
a mom.
What's another word?
She's a wife, she's a sister, she's an American. Like, she's so, and I mean this respectfully, she's so normal and regular.
Yeah.
But she's also so inspirational at the same time. Like, there's a part of her that feels like you know her, but then there's a part of you that's still super inspired by her.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't even know if I could ever reach that level of like femininity and maturity and all of these things. Yeah, I am like a Michelle Obama stan.
It's like both sides of the coin. It's like, I want to get lunch with you. I don't ever want to piss you off.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then so we go to Obama. Barack.
You keep saying Obama like that's not both their last names.
I always just Obama. We go to Barack, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
And I really enjoyed his speech. I like what he said. He always can, just with the straightest face, inject humor.
Oh, yeah. Great speaker.
Great speaker, great speech.
So presidential.
He was the first one that I heard be like, Joe did not have to do that. And he did.
And for real.
Yeah.
So presidential, also so handsome. respectfully to Michelle, whoo, he is so good. Like, he gets better with age. He's so regal, not AMC.
Sponsor us.
But yeah, he looked great. It's like as he gets older, he doesn't get old.
Black don't crack.
Black don't crack, baby. But even like he put me on to this rapper recently. Like even when he puts out his like songs of the year or whatever, I'm like, okay, if I don't know who these people are, like this is gonna be fire because like he has such good taste.
So then we fast forward to night 3.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay, why do you keep doing that? Just
Because you keep like pushing me.
I'm not pushing.
I know we had a time crunch. I'm stressed.
Night 4. No, I'm just kidding.
He is so. It makes you miss, no shade to Joe Biden pops, but like the way that he speaks, it makes you miss the like presidential, like, I trust that you know what you're talking about vibe. And I think Kamala does that really well. And she also brings that same energy.
It goes back to like you said, the regal of it all.
Yeah.
It's just like, and even Joe, hello, Joe. But like it's like he's kind of had to get into that space too, where there's like some digs thrown at the other candidate, and it's just like just to not even address that person at all. Like there is when we'll get to it when she goes, that is they are out of their mind or whatever. But just like those quick ones. But it was I'm not gonna repeat everything you just said. There's specific moments that I loved.
Yeah, but Michelle was my favorite speech of the convention.
The whole thing.
I believe so.
Yeah. I didn't.
Oh, and that gentleman, the pastor.
I don't think I saw that one.
He was night 1 where he was like, we're only okay if all of our children are okay. That speech. Yeah. Raphael, Mr. Senator Warnock is the one who did it. He was preaching good preachers. I thought he was somebody pastor. But he was fantastic.
I didn't get to see the Oprah one. I loved a lot of like I don't want to say the smaller, but the shorter speeches. Now on that last night before Kamala came out, I was like, if y'all don't cut this down.
Everybody wanted to get out there and
talk.
Y'all come
everybody was getting a mic
because we was waiting on y'all. You know who we was waiting on.
No, well, we'll get to that.
Okay,
we'll get to that because I want to talk about night 3 and my favorite part of the night. And I will hear no slander, no comments. If you are rude, we will block you from our account. Gus Walz.
He is
amazing. I love that
sweet
child.
Baby.
That is so precious. That's my dad. I was like, I will protect him at all costs. All costs. Get him Secret Service.
You up if you have something to say about him.
Because if you choose to make fun of him, which I've already seen people on my Facebook do, I really think this might be the year where if I'm just like, I've had enough. We're done.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say unfriend, we can't exist in the same space, but like I also don't need
if you're going to make fun of a kid who's different, then I don't want you in my space. Go yourself.
Yeah. Oh, say it again.
Go yourself.
I love it.
The thing about Tim's speech that I really listen, you gonna get me with a football analogy every time. When he was like, "We're gonna go out there," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah!" You literally. I'm like
screaming out.
We were 1 week away from college football. The start of it. I'm ready to run through a wall. So yeah, I really like that. I do think that he's just Uncle Tim.
Yeah.
At Thanksgiving with the prayer that's a little too long.
Just a little.
Where you're like, Uncle Tim, we are hungry. Say amen.
It is already 2 p.m. and we want to eat.
Say amen.
Yes. I think that's a really good way to put it because I will say this from my own opinion. I enjoyed his speech. It was probably the shortest one out of all the nights. I think truly by time. But also it was like, we like it. Like you're just saying, it was like the guy just being like, here's why we don't need to raise fees at the HOA. You know, and I was like,
give that energy.
And you're like, you know what? I like you because you're not going over here. And it really set, I think, her up to look great. And do all those things. But again, his speech, the shortest though, made me the most emotional because, like I said, his son, that was just so precious.
Also, as a person who's worked with kids who are on the spectrum, and that's like what I did for so long for my career, it was so refreshing to see them let him be himself. Because oftentimes when you're a young person who behaves in a way that's different than everybody else, people shush you and they stifle you and they're like, sit down, don't do that. And I was like, y'all are great parents and a great family and that they support each other. And that is like the most traditional American value that I think is the most important.
When he was talking about Hope during the IVF part and then they cut to her and she was like, I was like, you are a Gen Z through and through. It was so
They're
funny.
Just a regular American family. And I love that.
But it goes to night 4. I enjoyed Kamala's speech. You were disappointed because you were ready for Beyonce and Kendrick to come sing Freedom.
Where was Beyonce and Kendrick at?
Let's just talk about that.
I have a bone to pick with the Democratic National Convention. Because why y'all had us watching it? They did that on purpose.
They did. They leaked something to TMZ and they said, someone's coming. It was Kamala.
Literally. I saw stuff talking about Beyonce got out the car. Beyonce here. Beyonce there. Kendrick plane has landed. Yeah. I didn't see that. Neither one of them Negroes up there.
And then on the other side, people were like, somebody said Travis and Taylor are going to come out and make a speech and blah, 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 and all those things. And it was just like, anyone
Travis
who is
doesn't know if he's... never mind. That mustache is giving MAGA. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Okay. This will lead us into what we're going to talk about later, but we were at a watch party for something. So we were watching the Democratic National Convention before.
We were at a DNC / Sabrina Carpenter watch party.
That is the T. And we were sitting there and we were just like, where is it? Where is it? And they were like, at one point they go, please welcome multiple Grammy winning artists. And we went, and they go, the Chicks. And we were like, oh, okay.
That's a completely made up story. That
never
happened.
Yes, it did.
I never saw the Chicks.
You weren't there yet.
I was first.
That happened.
No, it didn't.
That happened. I did not make that up.
I'm going to keep honest. He made that story up for the cameras. That never happened.
We literally they said, please give it up for multi-Grammy winning artists. And we got excited and they said the Chicks. And we were like, oh.
We never watched them.
Then it was when you went downstairs to get Kelsey.
Baby.
I'm not going to fight with y'all in this studio in my own house.
Baby.
It happened.
That never happened.
My experience is valid.
Because were you there for the Pink performance? That's the only performance we saw.
No, because I walked in and I said, did
we
anything happen? You said
the
Pink performed. I went, aw. And I said, oh, wow, I'm white.
Yeah, we didn't watch the Chicks, babe. Yeah, you're feeling, that was somebody else?
I was at my friend Steven's house. Well, no, there was a point.
I never did that.
Oh, I need to take fish oil. Oh, that makes me nervous.
I literally was like, I just thought you were just being dramatic.
No, I wasn't trying to be funny. No, we keep it real on this pod.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Okay, you know what? I'm nervous. Let's wrap it up. Okay. The DNC was fun. It was, last thing. Republican National Convention.
Oh my God, the comparison.
Roll call. Arizona. How do you vote for your constituents? We are ready to vote for Donald Trump. So as goes. The DNC.
Georgia!
Shot.
I was like, what is happening?
That little gay boy, how do you vote? I loved it.
It was the best. And North Carolina, the fact that they used the North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head. Spin it like a helicopter. I was like, this is the party of the year.
Literally.
The party of the year. And at the beginning of the RNC, the man was like, make sure we have a level of decorum so that we can hear what's happening.
Yeah.
The Democrats were like,
what up? Yeah. We don't have to vote for Joe anymore.
I will leave the DNC conversation at this. I am so excited for where the party is and for them embracing differences, and especially as far as the age thing, because that's been the hot topic for the last 10 years. So I really love that they're making it light and fun and exciting and something that we want to watch. Yes.
Okay.
Moving on along. We have to talk about this Jennifer Ben situation.
Girl, let me tell you what. You know me. I am the resident JLo hater on this podcast.
You're not wrong.
I'm not a level 10 hater because if her show was still going on, I would still go.
Yeah.
I went on a boat today. We still listen to Ain't Your Mama. So
I ain't your mama.
Love you, Meghan Trainor. Anyways, so this is what I want to talk about. I actually do feel sorry for her.
I do too.
Because that lady made a whole documentary and a behind the scenes of the documentary, making the documentary about herself film, the greatest love story never told, and now it's the greatest love story that should not have been told that was told, and now is falling apart at the seams.
It's embarrassing
That made me tired.
when you spin the block and then it don't work out again. As a successful woman who doesn't really need a man, but obviously wants one, I think it's harder for people like her at her level of success and accomplishment to find a partner who's going to meet her value.
But that's what makes me sad is I feel like, especially with A-Rod, I felt like they were a good...
But did he play in her face?
He played in her face.
That's what I thought.
He played in that face. He cheated on her. And she said, no.
I just feel like Ben Affleck is looking for something, and I hope he finds whatever it is. But he also is giving, like, he's the problem.
You know what he's looking for?
Coke.
Matt Damon. And Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee. That's what he's looking for. Him and Matt Damon need to run away together and do Brokeback Mountain. Girl, they wrote Good Will Hunting. They've been friends.
Bros.
No, mama. Bros play intramural baseball together. Bros maybe go on couples trips. People who've stayed in each other's lives that long, they write scripts together. They always go back to each other after divorce.
I think you just want to Matt Damon or Ben
Those
Affleck.
two.
So yeah,
I don't want to them. They want to each other.
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
Do you think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck should run away together? Comment below.
I think that they should run away together if they want to, but they have not communicated to us that they want to run away together. But I do think that Ben is, something about him just seems sad.
Yeah, have you ever seen him smoke a cigarette outside of Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, he's
like this.
Stressed out.
Which brings me to my next point. Him with any of the women he's ever loved. Him with Matt Damon. I'm telling you.
Some people also,
come out of the closet.
You're true, though. Like, that's true. Some people just don't like women, too. Like, personalities. Like, they'd rather hang with their bros or whatever. But, yeah, I feel bad.
A guy's guy.
A guy's guy.
He's a guy's guy. We're going to scratch our balls and watch baseball. It's a guy thing.
Where are we from right now?
Connecticut. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the accent.
But no, I feel for him just because I feel like he always has a hard time, and his relationships be falling apart, and he just looks miserable, and he looks stressed and tired, and I hope he finds whatever he's looking for.
Well, I did see something on TMZ before we were recording that allegedly, because a source close to JLo, so it's not even my allegedly, it's their allegedly. They said Ben has something dark in him that no woman can cure.
He's not. Something about him just feels through the screen. Because I ain't never met Ben Affleck and Mr. Affleck. If this is wrong, God bless you.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod. Yeah. He just seems heavy. So
like something's bearing his soul down.
Yeah.
And as far as JLo goes, like I said, I will be a hater all day about certain things, but it actually really does make me sad for her. And I think JLo is somebody, like you said, besides the power, besides she's a diva, anything like that, I think she just truly wants somebody to love and to have her be loved back. And I do think that's a little sad. And so, JLo, as much fun as I make of you and call you Ashanti and things like that, I really hope you find that. And
the fact that it's also public, and I think that's like leads us into this like, what do celebrities owe us as far as their lives are concerned conversation?
Not a damn thing. I mean, we have a whole podcast around celebrity talk, but like, there's a market for everything, okay?
Hey, y'all. If you're like us and can't get enough of great stories, you're going to love what we have for you today. Audible. Whether you're commuting, working out, or chilling at home, Audible lets you turn any moments into a storytime adventure. With an Audible membership, you gain access to a vast library of audiobooks across every genre: thrillers, romance, self-help, sci-fi, and more.
Plus, Audible is not just audiobooks. They've got podcasts, guided wellness programs, and even exclusive Audible originals you will not find anywhere else. And if you're someone who loves to keep learning, Audible's got you covered with courses and educational content too. So it's basically like having an entire library in your pocket.
One of the coolest benefits, you can keep your audiobooks forever, even if you cancel your membership. Plus, if you start a book and realize it's not for you, no problem. Audible lets you exchange it for another, no questions asked. And with the Audible app, you can download titles to listen offline, which means your next adventure is just a click away wherever you are.
So why not give it a try? You can start with a free 30-day trial. Yes, free. Head over to audibletrial.com/rewind to sign up. You'll get a free audiobook to start with, 2 free Audible originals, and the freedom to explore all that Audible has to offer.
And by signing up through our link, not only do you get all these amazing benefits, but you also get to support our podcast. So it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Seriously, y'all, don't miss out on this. One more time, that link is audibletrial.com/rewind, audibletrial.com/rewind. Click that link, start your free trial, and dive into your next great listen with Audible today.
But like even with this Chappell situation.
Girl, I know you don't like to be touched. Girl, I have so much to say on that, but I'm going to let you go first.
No, you go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
So the first, Chappell Roan. Do not call her by her government name.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was a thing. Did you know, I've heard the Trixie and Katya, the 2 drag queens I love, they've talked about this on their podcast. They said, when I am in drag, do not call me by my boy name, because that's become a thing at DragCon. People will go up to her and they'll be like, "Hi, Brian," and they'll be like, "Oh." And Trixie was like, "If you call me that, no, it's not going to go well for you."
Right. Hold on. Let's take a minute for the shirt.
Okay, what's up?
It is so cute.
Isn't that cute? Yes, this is how I think I perceive myself.
We've decided that this is me and this is Blake.
When it comes to filming the pod, because I'm like, we got to set up the lights, we got to set up the sound. What are the edits like? And she's like, "Are we ready?" And she's like, "I'm hot. What's happening? Why is the air off?" And I'm like, "The air's off because we got to record." She was like, "Well, turn it on because I'm hot." So this is...
I wanted to give a moment for the shirt.
Yes, a little shirt. Well, thank you. You never compliment my clothes.
Yeah. Also, I was really just doing it because it's going to be a clip.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We can tag them. So all that back to say, when I first saw the video, honest thoughts, I was like, oh, she kind of got a little bit of an attitude. And my mind went, I think, where a lot of people's went at first. And she was like, "Don't ever talk to me." And I was like, And then when I heard her, when I watched the video, first of all, if you're ever watching anything on social media, watch the whole thing.
Correct.
Read the whole caption, read the whole article.
Yeah. I have a question.
Tell me.
How old is Chappell?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think that there's... Oh, go ahead.
So upon watching that video, as soon as it was over, I said, I get it. I get it. If she wants to be on stage and she wants to do her thing and then go to the grocery store and then not really have those conversations, she has every right to set that boundary. Where I think a lot of people got misconstrued, like she said, check yourself if you got misconstrued, was they were like, well, this is the life you chose. And it's like, no, I think that's the nature of the beast.
I think that people get confused between like this is the life you chose and like you sound entitled.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first statement was like it gave off a little bit of like, because at this point, realistically, if you're an artist, people's care and like wanting to get to know you is how you feed yourself. And so it's like, you don't want people to be like, oh, that's Chappell Roan. Who gives a fuck? Like, and like, look at my cereal. Like, that's not, I mean, it's just not the most lucrative way to do it. But there does have to be a balance. And I think it just came off that way. I don't think that's what she was saying, though. Like, I think she's very grateful for her opportunity. So I think that it just like came off a different way and got lost in translation than like what she actually said.
Well, and that's the thing that was confusing too, because, and this is like, so like, this is like where my mind went. I was like, as I watched the video, I said, so if somebody saw her in the grocery store and just wanted to say like, hey girl, love your music, would that bug her? And it sounds like it would.
It sounds like it would.
Which, if she's being honest about it and setting a boundary, great. Then don't do that. But I think, like you said, yeah, a lot of people were like, wow, she's not appreciative, blah, 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 blah.
But coming from someone who's like, I think I'm a pretty reasonable person, right? We also spent, shut up. We also spent a pretty penny on her VIP tickets to go see her in a month. So it's like, if I see you at the grocery store, you know when you're just itching to say something. Now, I do think there's boundaries to that. If we cross each other in the milk and I'm like, I really appreciate your work, you're fantastic, and we just keep it pushing, I just don't, and it's her boundary. But I'm just like, is that the worst thing?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People don't have no act right.
Yeah.
Because why would you ever touch somebody in public that you don't know?
Oh, can I share a personal story?
Of course.
I'll share two, but I'll be quick. The first one, when I used to sing at my little mega church back home in Texas, I sang a solo. It was called like God Reigns or something. I don't know. Yeah, God. But, and I mean that respectfully.
Me too.
A lady came up after, and she came up so slowly, and she said, I just want to let you know that you sang that solo very beautifully today. And I love that song. And I go, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She goes, really, it was beautiful. And I started to walk away, and she goes, isn't it true? Doesn't God just reign? And I was like, let me go. Yes.
Go.
Yes, and for people who may not know, I am the host of a show here in Nashville called Ranch Hands. It's a very fun, like, cowboy-themed, sexy show, but it's a host.
It's very sexy. My boyfriend is in it.
You're three of them.
Other boyfriends. I have so many boyfriends.
Yeah, so
show.
that's a whole different episode. But we cater to a lot of bachelorettes. It's the audience is predominantly women. I absolutely love the show. I always feel safe at the show, but there have been a few times,
you've told me
especially during photos, where a drunk girl has come up to me, and I'm the biggest member of the cast, and she was like, "Yeah, I love my big boy," and goes, wham, wham, because I'm wearing just a vest and nothing under it, and just smacked the shit out of my stomach. And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much," like trying to be like happy. And our other castmate said, are you okay? And I was like, I'm going to be fine. She took her picture and looked at me again. She was like, save me some of that, and went to smack me again. And my cast member literally grabbed her wrist and said, do not touch our host again, or we will kick you out. And he raised her hand, because he don't give a shit, and said, whose bride is this?
Whose bitch is this?
Literally.
Come get her.
We've had people get bit, and that is something that is very local, very, like, I mean, we do well on social media, but so when she's talking about this from that perspective, because it all started with that podcast with Ashley, what? Drew. Yeah.
Oh.
Her name is Drew. This just in.
Are you joking?
No,
you thought her name was Ashley? Like, you?
Birds of a feather.
You are dumb.
I'm not dumb. I'm just tired. I've been in the sun all day. I was on a boat. Okay.
So funny. He thought you was Ashley Graham.
Because it started,
which is a great compliment.
She's
great
beautiful.
compliment.
She's beautiful.
Beautiful. That beautiful too.
Let's just get through this, please.
Beautiful.
Let's get through this. That's where the initial thing started, because she said someone found her, like, her mom's address,
crazy.
showed up to her work and was like, tell me about Kaylee. And she was like, what? And so that's where it initially started. She did the video. It was a little confusing, and then she did the press release on Instagram. And I think that's where people either really understood or said, I don't choose to care how to acknowledge you.
This is the thing. We talked about this before with the parasocial relationships. You don't know this lady.
You don't.
Like, and also being a woman and often feeling unsafe. And I felt this way about paparazzi. I've said this about, like, people recording. In any other normal circumstance, if I'm 5'3", 5'3.5" when I stretch in the mornings. If a grown man,
shut up,
just saying.
That was funny.
Thank you.
I was like,
if a grown man is running toward me, no, I'm gonna sock you out. Literally, like, because you are invading my space in a way that, like, as a smaller person, like, I'm going to have to fight you. And so the fact that they don't have that option, like, people can just touch and grab and bombard and rush them, and they just have to take it, is insane.
If the lady at church is going to grab my wrist like she's about to throw me into the white van, I can't imagine what Chappell gets.
Literally.
And that is another thing, too. I have been, from the performer side, I have been recognized for a TikTok that kind of popped off at one point.
The egg one?
No, it was when me and our friend of the pod, Anna Catherine sang What Dreams Are Made of. I have a lot of Hillary content that goes viral. Anyway, someone was like, are you that guy who did the and instantly, I didn't feel like I had to perform, but it was like, oh, there's like, it was just
there's
so
an expectation.
Quick. It's like, oh, I have to, like, be nice now. I was like drinking at a gay bar. I was like, yeah, that was me.
Also, Blake is known to tell me ahead of time who I need to be.
What are you talking about?
You know how you be doing me. We'll go to stuff.
No, let's talk about
it. And Blake will call me before and be like, you need to be Raven for Rewind the podcast today.
Oh, and I'll stand behind that.
You can't be regular Raven today.
We celebrated we celebrated my birthday last week. It was a ton of fun. We went on the drag bus. If you are in Nashville, Tennessee, do the drag bus, big drag bus. Hello.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We need to shout them out a little bit more than that. Because that was the best time.
It was so fun. It was hot.
It was so hot. But those queens, baby.
Queened out.
It was, they're hilarious. Mm-hmm. It was like worth every penny. We danced, we twerked, we hollered. Mm-hmm. It was that baby who kept flipping and flipping and flipping. Mm-hmm. What's the baby's name?
Virginia T.
Virginia girl. She did that.
Yes. And then Tracy Aughney.
Hilarious.
Our friend Frederico cackle. It's the best cackle in the world. I wish I could film it. I mean, I can. But she was making him roll. We were cackling, and they just,
if y'all are in Nashville, real talk, it's the big drag bus.
Big drag bus.
The
have purple
to
bus
do it.
going down the street.
It is so much fun. It's worth every penny for your bachelorette birthdays, or even just like a fun, like if you live in town and you're like, I want to do something a little bit different that's a little touristy. Yeah. Quote unquote, like it was the best time.
And you hear about party buses all over Nashville. That's the funnest one.
It's the funnest one,
absolutely.
For sure.
Which, back to the subject matter, once the queens are done, that doesn't mean you get to ask them to go to Olive Garden and get mad when they don't. Because back to Chappell Roan.
Yeah. And I will say this, too, to piggyback off what we were saying, like, even as a person who we have very faithful followers who listen every week, and we're so grateful. But there is a little bit of a level of, people expect you to be a certain way, and so you feel like you have to show up that way. And even outside the pod, like work stuff, like friend group stuff, like if I'm meeting Gabe's friends who I don't know well, like I feel like you have to present yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
And for you to have to do that 24/7 every time you leave the house is a lot.
That's why we never see Beyonce.
It's true.
And as a grown-ass man, I know that there's a privilege there and just some checking maybe of myself I need to do. First of all, I will say this. If I ever saw this queen in the grocery store, I have already determined I would run the other way.
Really?
Because I adore her. First of all, I'm a 30-year-old man who's... don't ever do that again.
Yes,
Gabe, don't you ever get out. We are looking for a new producer. If you like to produce podcasts, don't you ever age me like that again.
So much shade.
Don't you ever do that again.
Gabe in the background, 32.
Okay. Back to the subject matter. If I ever saw her, I would run the other way because she has kids now. And my grown ass being like, I just want to let you know I really love Come Clean. I play it every time it rains. That would... Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So Chappell, again, people doing that because we haven't even talked about this. There's because when it's like, hey, can I have a picture? She's like, no, I'm in the frozen food section. They're like, she wouldn't take a fucking picture.
I know,
with me.
and that's the entitlement piece that people need to calm down. Also, my rule of thumb is if I see you with your kids, I'm not saying nothing to you.
Not a damn thing.
Not a word.
No.
Because your kid is probably like, why are people talking to us?
Yeah.
Because I was watching this thing with T.I. and 2 Chainz and their sons.
Okay.
And the kid was like, 2 Chainz' son was like, I didn't even know my dad was a rapper. Mm-hmm. Like, I had no idea until I was like someone at school was like, oh, I know who your dad is. And then he was like, so I got on YouTube and was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
like kids just don't have, like, you're just their dad or you're just their mom. And I don't want to be the person to tell somebody Santa Claus ain't real. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at the grocery store, at Publix on a Tuesday. So, yeah.
It's just weird. And this is my final thought on all this. Love Chappell Roan. I'm going to respect those boundaries. If I ever see you at the Kroger, I will not say anything.
Me either. Things
like that. This is where I'm going to be honest, and this might get some hate, but I start worrying for her. She has made her boundary known. We love a lesbian who sets up a boundary this early in the relationship. My thing is, she's said her video. She said it on the podcast. She said it on her video. She did the iOS press release, and apparently she did another video. Mm-hmm. This is not the thing you want to start being known for, because at some point, even your greatest supporters will be like, "Girl, we get it.
Enough is enough.
We get it." And that's where I said it is the nature of the beast, where you have to realize you did not choose that. You can set your boundary. That's great, but at this point, there is some navigating that will need to happen as you skyrocket.
No, I think that that's a very fair take.
And
I think it's really fair.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be known as the girl who always has the issue. And I hate to say it like that.
Yeah.
Because you should be able to speak your boundary whenever you see fit. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like there is like, let's not let this overshadow the work.
Yeah.
And also,
because that's what she said she wants to be the thing.
The thing. Like, this is her work. And she is like, also, she's not showing up as her government name.
No. She's
showing up as a character. Mm-hmm. Like, this is, like, that is, like, a full-on transformation she does to be this person in persona. And Vincent, who I adore.
Friend of the pod.
He really is. He follows. I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that really so nice?
That's crazy.
That is so crazy. He is very famous.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, you know, the work is yours.
Yeah.
I'm not yours. Like, we already give you the work.
Yeah.
And that should be enough.
That should be enough.
It really should. So I feel for Chappell.
Yeah.
I hope that, and I think too, and I won't shut up because I'm chatty Cathy, but this generation of people, I feel like may need this. Like, the younger kids I think this might be a good, like, recalibration of what the norm has been. Mm-hmm. Because it's true, like, celebrities will, like, be like, it really sucks, but, like, I love you guys, and, like, I support. But, like, she came out and was like, no, y'all are scaring me.
Yeah.
And I want to be left alone.
Yeah, don't show up at, you keep talking about Walmart and Kroger. I'm like, quit showing up to that stuff. It's weird.
It's weird. So hopefully this is a recalibration of what normal is.
Do you think, do you let your mind go there? Like,
no.
When this takes off, somebody knocking on your door and being like, no, I just love your podcast. You can't let yourself go there.
I can't let myself go there. Yeah. That terrifies me to death.
And Raven also has a gun. She won't get on Instagram and do a press release.
I've been recognized one time.
From this?
No.
Or from I Know You?
From I Know You lying. And it was so bizarre. And granted, and I never go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I'm Instacart all day, every day.
You want a spokesperson?
And Postmates. The ungodly amount of money I spend on deliveries.
Mm-hmm. I see your emails.
And I went to, do you really?
No.
Oh, I was like, that's embarrassing. I went to Publix to the pharmacy to get my prescription, and a black girl was looking at me. I'm thinking I knew her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm looking at her like, why do I know her from? Mm-hmm. And she was like, this is weird, but like, were you on Terrell Grice's show? And I was like, actually, I was. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're one of my favorite ones. Da, 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 da. So nice, so sweet. I can't even remember the baby name.
Wow.
Damn.
Raven's such a bitch.
I know. I think
she didn't even remember that one girl who saw her in the grocery store. Wow.
It was like Andrea.
I bet you didn't even want to go to Applebee's with her afterwards.
It was Andrea, I think. So Andrea, if you watch it, hey sister. But she was so nice. It was like a 30-second conversation, but I was like, oh, but you can tell when people are looking at you.
Yeah.
I was like, why is she looking at me? I'm like checking myself like,
anything
my titty out.
Well, and it just goes back to energy, to have that energy on you all the time.
That's tough.
That's crazy.
I know, and she skyrocketed all of a sudden. It was like, and now it's like out of the stratosphere, and it's like you can't go anywhere. People get weird to you too, and people get weird to people who know you. And I feel for Chappell big time. I just hope that like she can get over this hump and that people respect her boundary.
That's tea. Well, we love you, Pop Queen, but we need to move on to another Pop Queen. I think we'd have really good bed. Kim, tell me how you want to tell me around and put me in bed. I don't know how it goes, but all the way. But
Sabrina Carpenter came out with Short and Sweet.
Short and Sweet.
The perfect album name.
I saw a tweet that said, Ariana Grande thinks she is Judy Garland now, so I'm glad we have another short queen to be horny for us.
Seriously?
Like, that is what we need.
She's Judy Garland.
Invite us to the Wicked premiere.
That is hilarious.
We support it.
We love it. No, love it, live it. I feel like this has been one of the most anticipated albums in a long... Like, I haven't waited for an album like this in a while. Homegirl did not disappoint.
She did not disappoint.
She ate it up.
We go back to our episodes before the summer. We're like, we want bops for the summer. Katy Perry thought she was going to give them to us. And Sabrina Carpenter said, excuse me, hello, here you go.
Can I make a confession before we get started that I really need to get off my chest?
Yeah.
Jack Antelope, I don't think he makes music for me.
Okay. Is that it?
Is that okay?
No, listen. Oh, we're going to make some people mad, whatever. Don't come to our house. The Jack Antonoffing of music right now is not my forte.
Not for me.
Jack, I would shoot guns with you or get a pizza.
He seems like so cool.
He seems so chill.
And like such a cool guy.
You seem like the quirky guy at like a church college thing before he deconstructed. That's very specific. But it's just, you know what you know. But it's a lot of them.
In comparison to, say, a Julia Michaels, who I am a Julia Michaels stan till the end of time. She does no wrong in my eyes. You could never make me hate her. The vast difference in the songs is like really shocking.
Oh yeah. Because and this is not even like I'm gonna be a hater. We listened down at the listening party.
Yeah.
And we also watched the music video, and you can actually see that up on our YouTube now. It came out a couple days ago.
For sure.
But the songs that I was like, okay, like not my favorite.
They weren't bad.
They weren't bad, but I was just like, they're not going to be in my top.
Yeah.
They were all written by him.
They were all Jack Antelope.
And I loved Please, Please, Please.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
Doom, 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 doom.
And please, please, please.
We're short on time.
Oh. Because, baby, my eyes was closed. I was going to take us there.
You were there. You're in your short and sweet colors. Yes. The album's blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that. That's why I wore this.
Give us your best Sabrina. Give us your best Sabrina. Work. Oh, I love it. I love it. Cut. Send a post. Okay, don't do all that. But I love that album. It's so fun. I love the way it starts. It just gave this like I'm driving in the summer,
fun.
Starting with Taste. I just I'm excited to see that show. What?
Shut up.
What?
Do you have tickets to the show? Stop lying.
I'm not lying. You are really doing some kind of expose on these cameras today.
I feel like you're like faking the funk right now. I don't like
faking the funk?
Yeah.
Is it because I'm white?
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
I'm not either. I just feel like you don't really have tickets. But you keep saying on camera that you have tickets, but then you one way on front of the cameras, you another way in the group chat. You lie about
I didn't lie about my age.
I
lied about the chicks.
You lied about the chicks.
Let me give you the full tea if you're just now listening. I told them I got tickets because Raven couldn't get tickets or Gabe, and they looked at me all dirty. And then after, I was like, just kidding. I didn't get tickets. And then I was like, but I did get tickets. And then on camera, I was like, I didn't, but I did. And then I winked at the camera. So I'll just keep it going. On October 16th, where will I be?
Well, Gabe and I are going to get our own tickets. And if you don't have tickets and we get tickets, you're going to be pissed that you did this bit for so long.
I have tickets.
Okay. Who are you going with?
Let's move on. So, Lord Willing and the Creek Don't Rise. I will be there on October 16th.
Okay.
All of that to say, we got to do our game that we do.
Yeah, okay, but do we want to do our big ranking out of 10 first?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, we don't
okay. I was like, big ranking. Yeah, I would give it an 8.5.
Oh.
8.5. It's not, here's the thing, and I mean this in all respect. When I say that, I'm not saying like it's going to be up there with like Adele's 21 for
Correct.
me. But for what I've wanted
yeah.
this summer, there was deep songs, there was fun songs, there's a little dancey dance. I have not stopped listening since Thursday night. And I had a friend that was like, it's just okay. And I said, listen again. And he was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. It's got crack in it,
it's got crack.
Ellen would say.
It's fun. It's cute. It's horny.
Yeah.
Horny.
Close your legs.
No, I'm horny. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. But I just loved it. What about you?
I give it an 8.8.
Oh, you ranked it even higher. You looked at me like, oh, really? So why 8.8?
Because it's not quite a 9, but it's definitely one of my favorite. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to sing along with. And it gives you so many like broad spectrums. Like you were saying, like there's some like old school kind of almost like R&B feeling songs. There's your high energy pop songs. There's your country leaning songs. It just gives something for everybody.
Slim Pickens. That
you
Dolly
Pickens.
Lights. Slim Pickens. I was waiting for her to go, my coat of many colors. I loved it. I loved it.
It's so good.
Yes.
And so I feel like creatively, production-wise, it was higher level. Her voice sounded great. So yeah, 8.8.
8.8. I love that. Okay. So we do this game on Rewind the Podcast. Hello, that's what you're watching, where we will review our top 3 and then a song that we would throw. If we never had to hear it again on the album, we wouldn't. So
correct.
I'm going to start with you this time. So what's your number 3?
I think
I
my
felt like Whitney
number
Williams just now.
3.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Juno.
Juno?
Yes.
Horny. Raven's horny.
Oh my mom.
Raven is horny.
Don't you dare.
Ask her about the time.
I'm just kidding. Oh my God.
I will not put that in there. I will not put that in there. Oh, wait just a minute. Before we do this, I want to talk about the Big Drag Bus right now for a second.
Okay.
Because they played a game on there called Never Have I Ever.
Oh, no.
And I found out something about my wonderful co-host that I did not know before filming.
I was 16.
And that is, they
No,
said...
don't you dare, you die!
They said...
No!
Never have I ever... And the only person that sat down was Raven Janice Dawson.
First of all, why do you lie? Why
That's
do you
not a
why
lie.
Do you set up these cameras to lie?
Oh, okay. So now we're doing a fake schmear campaign.
You
Great,
are
go ahead.
lie. This is your 4th lie tonight.
Where was the lie? Where was the
What's
lie?
wrong with
Where was
you?
the lie?
That literally never happened. Do not put this in this episode. All right, back to Sabrina Carpenter. Juno.
Raven's horny.
I liked it. It's
Insightful.
Cute. It was cute. It was like cheeky.
Uh-huh.
It's like a little makes you want to move your shoulders kind of vibe. I like the more like up-tempo-ier songs.
Because Lord knows we need up-tempo.
But it was one where we were like, wait, Juno what? And then we're like, oh,
Yeah.
like the pregnant, whatever.
Yeah.
And we love a horny song.
We love a horny
I
song.
hope you don't up-down us with you yawning on camera. All right, what's yours?
So my number 3, and surprisingly, none of my friends agreed that night, was Don't Smile. It was the slow jam of the night. But I loved, and I told you this, I revealed something about myself. I said, when I am losing feelings for someone, I realize it's over. That's kind of sometimes how I feel. Don't smile because it happened, but cry because it's over. And I want you to think of me because, damn it, I don't want this to be over. And I love that song. And I love that little melody. Don't smile because it happened, baby. Cry because it's over.
That was good.
That was good. I've been in the sun all day.
Beautiful.
Warmed up the chords.
My number 2 is Good Graces.
Good Graces.
It
That little R&B.
It is so. I was telling when we were there together that night. I was like, it makes me think of that song. First of all, it gives almost like a Craig David R&B. Do you remember Craig David? Like that bouncy kind of. You're like,
Yeah. Am I doing it again?
Yeah. It kind of gives a throwback. Do y'all remember Sammy?
No.
I like the way you look at me. Is that a black girl thing? Damn. It kind of gives us that like old, like early 2000s R&B feel that I really F with.
Well, and I love because it gives the R&B light, but there's not a lot of songs I feel like too that start with just like acoustic guitar. And like that's why I love Come Clean, because it's just that lick, and I'm like, you can find a good freaking lick on a guitar, and it just starts and it just oh, this is bouncy today. What's happening? I'm horny. But that's a good song.
And we should do a horny count. If you say horny one more time.
Horny. I also think that is a good reflection of your attitude, and I love you when I say that. Stay in her good graces. Stay in her good graces.
What do you mean?
If we're going to tell the truth, let's tell it.
Tell it.
You've been, okay, Raven, she said she has 2 moods when you piss her off. One is, F you, blah, blah, blah. She gives it a couple days, and she's like, all right, we're friends again. The second one is, she won't waste another breath.
Not another.
She said, I will walk away, and years later, someone will be like, oh, don't you remember, Blake? And she'll be like, who? Wait. Did I used to do it? Like, truly racking her brain.
Listen.
She will put you out of sight, out of mind. Stay in her good graces.
And it takes a lot to get there, people. Like, I'm a pretty even, reasonable young woman.
If I leave what I just said in about the movie theater, you know.
Oh, no, we're going to fight. We're going to be in here fighting.
So my number 2.
Yeah, tell us your number 2.
So my number 2 was Taste. I love the way it starts. I literally felt like I was in a convertible going down Route 66, my blonde hair in the wind, and I was like, I feel cunty.
You are cunty.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to try and go for that at 32, cunty.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I don't know all the words yet.
It's a great opener.
It's so good, that first line. What is it they say a lot about me? I'm 5'0".
He looked at me for help, and I was like,
Hold on, let me listen real quick. Let's listen together. I leave quite an impression, 5 feet to be exact. And I said, that's how you need to live your life.
Yeah.
What would be mine? Oh, I leave quite an impression, sexy cowboy to be exact. What would yours be?
I leave quite an impression, bad bitch to be exact.
Okay. So if I had to pick one for you, black girl magic to be exact.
Ah!
Yes. What would you do for me? All right. This has been so much fun.
No, I got it. You have to let me think.
God.
Oh!
For me? Oh, you, Gabe.
Gabe got that BDE.
Yeah.
Yours would be sexy bitch, to be exact.
That feels pandering. All right. What was before we do our number one, what was your throwaway?
I mean, I don't want to be this person, but
this is an album that I really wouldn't throw a lot away on.
I would.
So it was hard.
This was like one of my only throwaways. Don't Smile.
My third favorite. Okay, cool.
I don't like that song like
really?
that.
You did say at the listening party, she said she ends with this?
I just didn't. It didn't. And I honestly, if I'm being, this is another horrible take, and I'm so sorry, but I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't like Slim Pickens.
Oh, okay.
I don't dislike it, but I don't like it.
See,
I can skip it.
I like it for what it is. It does feel, I don't want to say it even feels random. It is the most like out there, like is the country song. My new favorite country artist is Sabrina Carpenter. I'll tell you that much right now.
And see, I just feel like if that's what she wants to do, I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's
I think it's cutesy.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the acoustic part of the show.
Yeah.
That I'm going to. And I think it's good. I thought we were going to have the same one because mine is also a Jack Antonoff throwaway. And it's Sharpest Tool.
I don't like that one.
When we were listening to it the first time, like
is that the Mouse in the House one?
Yeah, we have this thing where it's like if the production is too much, we feel like there's a mouse that has escaped somewhere in the house, and we're just like,
and you're like, just
what's happening?
Looking for it.
That analogy was given to us by our friend Anthony, friend of the pod. Hello, but
hey, Anthony Chuli.
Don't give us names on here. We just
that's
talked about
not his last name.
Oh, let's move on. It was very like Mouse in the House. It felt like a Bleachers music bed, and I was waiting for like the hey, and I was like, great, this will be an iPhone commercial one day. Good for you. What was your favorite song off this Sabrina Carpenter album?
Oh gosh, this is hard. I liked so many. I think I'm gonna have to go with Bed Kim.
I'll just ruin mine too.
Yes!
Yes!
We never get the same one!
Because me and Raven are horny.
Oh, wait. Wait.
I'll tell you this much. As soon as it comes on, that little...
Yeah,
I was like, somebody turn on my lava lamp.
I've been known to abbreviate words.
She loves a cock.
I love a cocktail.
I
love when people make suggestions. So I love that it's like a little abbreviated moment.
Oh, yeah.
It's very on brand for me. So me and her are sisters.
Again, that was the song where I was like, Julia Michaels, she didn't go anywhere, but I was like, she is back. Do you feel like, you remember like 2016, 2017, you could not get away from a Julia Michaels song.
Literally.
Her and Justin Tranter were just doing the damn thing. And I was like, she's back. I love this. Her style of writing, I was like, this.
She evolves though. And that's what I love about her. It's
that's
like
what
not
this. Do.
It's not the same as 2016, 2017, 2018. Like she evolves as a writer, and like her sound is so prominent, and you're like, oh, I know that she's on here somewhere. I gotta find her. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's my number one.
I love that. Well, mine's the same. My favorite line. Where art thou? Why not uponneth me? I was like, yes, I love it. She is a really good. Like, let me take this cute, quirky lyric and keep it cute and quirky.
Yeah.
I've tried to write a song like that one time, and I was like, oh, my God.
Well, because you give a little cornball. You can lean towards
across,
cornball.
Like, I feel like when I did my Hillary Duff Mega Mix at PREZ.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, but it was corny, but it went cutesy. And I felt like
that didn't feel cornball, though. That was like silly,
my brand.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like when I try to be cutesy, it's like Gary, the dad on and
you be
Jimmy
trying
Fallon.
To pull me into your cornball stuff, and I be having to be like, no!
She's like, we're not going to do it. So all of that to say, I will be streaming this album for the foreseeable future.
Can I have one honorable mention?
Yeah, what's up?
It's Lyda Girls.
when that lyric came across, you were like,
I thought that was so well. It was written like in a way that was really smart.
This is womanhood.
And I thought it was so cute. And it was like a good, like, yeah, we be doing it.
Give us the lyric.
We don't have to do.
If a boy likes you, or if a girl likes you, she'll just lie to herself. You don't got to lie to her. Something like that. More poetic.
Yeah, it was good. That's my honorable mention.
My honorable mention won't honestly be Slim Pickens. I just love the country notes.
You do love a country note.
I love a country note.
Well, Miss Sabrina, thank you for giving us the bops and one of our favorite albums of the year.
Come on the pod. We'd love to see it. And like I said, we reviewed the Taste music video. That was something. So go ahead and watch that on our YouTube channel.
For sure.
With that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Rewind the Podcast. If you want to listen to other episodes of this podcast, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you like podcasts. I'm not going to tell you what you like because you are a grown adult who knows how to call people by their stage names. With that being said, if you want to watch this podcast and see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on the YouTubes. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and sign up for alerts because we've got a lot of content coming down the pipeline that you are not going to want to miss. Speaking of the pipeline, all right, Raven?
Thank you so much for listening. It's been so much fun. You can find me on all social media platforms at I am Raven Dawson.
And I am Chronically Online, and you can find me anywhere there's a social media anything at Blake Rackley, and we will see you
next week.
See ya.
Toodles.
Slim Pickens.
Bye.